Hey y'all, hey. Today we are reading Rain Player. The city lay in darkness, yet the Akima had been awake for hours. Trembling, the old priest consulted his charts and calendars once again. Kunta Yabil, they declared, a year of terrible drought. The sky reddened and the blazing face of Lord Sun appeared. Without rain, his dreadful heat would soon devour the corn, and without corn, the people would perish. The Akema blew a long, clear note on his conch shell. The people had to know their fate. Perhaps Chop, the god of rain, will also hear and have mercy.
Mama, why do you do that?
What?
Mercy. Yeah.
Because they want their to save their crops so they can have something to eat. On the ball court, Pick played polka talk with his friends. Like his father, who competed before the supreme ruler in full costume, Pick had great skill. He blocked a pass with his shoulder and sent the ball flying through the stone ring above his head. "Game!" he cried. "Hush," warned the others. "Listen." The call of the Akema floated in the dusty air. The boys ran to hear what fate the new year would bring.
Mommy?
Yes.
Why not the air here?
I'm not sure. Maybe. Pick listened impatiently to the prophecy. "Do the gods have nothing better to do than torment us?" he whispered to his companions. "Things would be different if I were the Akema. I would just tell Chok to get to work." The boys' laughter was cut short by a chorus of croaking. The little frogs of the forest, the uo, filled the trees about them. Knowing uo to be the heralds of Chok, the boys fled. But before Pick could take a step, he was whisked into the swirling clouds above. The voice of Chok rumbled like thunder. "Is it right for such a small creature to bear such a large tongue?" Pick bowed before the rain god. "Oh, mighty Chok, I misspoke," he said politely. "I beg your forgiveness." "Forgiveness must be earned," Chok replied. Pick thought quickly. "May I earn it playing polka talk? That is what I do best." "You wish to challenge me?" boomed Chok. Pick nodded nervously. "Very well," Chok agreed. 2 days hence we shall play. Bring a team, if you can find one. 2 games of 3 shall decide your fate." "What if I win?" Pick asked. "You will earn my forgiveness and reign for your people," Chok replied. "And if I lose?" Chok laughed and the air smelled like lightning. "You will become a frog and croak my name forever." "But I don't want to be a frog," wailed Pick. "You should have thought of that before insulting Chok," said his father sternly. "Challenging a god to polka talk, no wonder your friends refuse to join your team." "Won't you?" Pick asked hopefully. "No, I will not," his father replied. "Much more than skill is required." He emptied the contents of a leather pouch onto a table. "At your hezmek, these things were placed in your baby hands. A planting stick to make the hole for the corn seed, and a ball." "To make me a great player," Pick interrupted. "It has done so, but there is more," his father chided. "Here is a jaguar tooth that you might share jaguar's fierce strength. And here's a quetzal feather that you might receive quetzal's silent speed. And most precious of all, the water of the sacred sea note, that you might make its deep wisdom your own. Seek their counsel. Perhaps they will know how to help you." Rising early, Pick came upon Jaguar by first light. "Ozalin," he said respectfully, "I have need." Indeed, replied Jaguar, inspecting his claws. All the forest knows of your plight. Fate is against you, but a victory over Chop will give us rain, and that is something we sorely need. I will help you if I can, but how? Doesn't your father wear a jaguar cloak when he plays before royalty? Tomorrow, I will be your cloak. More than that, I do not know. At noon, Pick searched the trees for sign of Quetzal. Otzalin, he cried, I have need. Quetzal lit up upon a branch and regarded him kindly. I have heard of your challenge to Chop, she said. Fate is harder than stone, yet it must be broken for the rains to come. I will help you if I can. How? Asked Pick. Doesn't your father wear a fancy headdress when he plays before royalty? My beautiful feathers will be your crown. More than that, I do not know. At the sunset, Pick lowered himself into the darkness of the sacred sea note. Far below, dark water swirled through the great caves it had carved below the earth. Otzalin, Pick whispered, and his plea echoed in the vastness. With the faintest breath of air, the words of the sea note entered his ear. I know your step, the sea note sighed, for I flow beneath the ball court. Though fate says otherwise, Chop's reigns must continue, for they are my constancy and strength. Go now. Tomorrow I will be with you. But how? Asked Pick. Tomorrow, came the echo, and all was still. The next day, all marveled as Pick strolled toward the ball court. A magnificent jaguar cloak hung from his shoulders, and brilliant Quetzal feathers streamed from his headdress. Then the people grew silent as the Uo announced the arrival of Chop in the sky above. The rain god nodded his readiness to the Akema. With shaking his hands, the priest held the ball aloft. Begin, he cried, and cast it into the court. A great gust of wind stole the ball from Pick, and a twisting column of cloud blasted it down the court. Chop had sent a whirlwind to play for him. Instantly, Jaguar leaped from Pick's shoulders. Seizing the ball in his powerful jaws, he sped to the other side and soared through the ring. Won! Shouted Pick. Again, the old priest tossed the ball into play. At that moment, Chop loosed a score of lightning bolts. They fell with blinding fury, tearing the earth and spinning the ball toward the goal. Quetzal flew from Pick's head and snatched the ball with her talons. Yet the lightning was stronger than she. Still clutching the ball, Quetzal was driven through the ring. One for me, thundered Chop. He came down from the clouds, and his colossal form dwarfed the tallest temples. Now I will break this tie. The ball fell to the court again. Pick scrambled backward as Chop lifted his huge foot. Then, with a terrific crack, the ground gave way, and Chop plunged into the sea note below. Racing skillfully over the broken ground, Pick sent the final goal flying through the center of the ring. Mine! He whooped.
Mommy?
Yes?
Why did both of them? Why did you guys sit on my hand? No, you sit on my butt. You would do. Yes, you did.
Chalk lifted himself out of the hole in silence. Without a word, he took Pick in his great hand and soared into the heavens. You have won, little man, Chalk muttered, and I cannot say that I am pleased. But we had an agreement. He placed Pick by the enormous gourd that hung from his belt. Gently now, Chalk warned. Don't flood the world. Using both hands, Pick tilted the gourd. A great rain gushed from it and fell to the thirsty earth below. Chalk kept his word to Pick that season, and for many reasons thereafter. In time, the fine young ball player with the strength of a jaguar and the speed of a quetzal gained great renown. He became known as Rain Player, for distant thunder greeted his entrance on the court, and gentle showers followed each victory. I love it. The end. Rain Player.